Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through the U.S. planting pace and a little touch on the Liberals won minority government, and I'm not sure if they've got enough of a coalition to be able to govern the way they have the last session. That's for sure. Hopefully, we can make them account. And there's still some counting going on, so we'll leave those results until tomorrow, I guess. So the Liberals won a minority government. Carney says his old relationship with the U.S. is over, and that's kind of I think that's not just Canada. Everybody has that same thing. So the donkey is spoken, I guess. And this is maybe part of what maybe helped him win is because Trump actually kind of pushed on to the platform that the Liberals had was big bad Trump trying to take us over. If Trump had not probably sent this tweet yesterday before all the voting was over, I'm not sure if this would have if it would have been a minority government either way for sure. Trump administration allows temporary sales of higher ethanol fuel for the summer, and what they were pushing for is that 15% across the board, and they did not get that. Um, so corn planting is at 24%, and it's at a pretty good pace versus last week and a year ago. It's almost on the same pace. Illinois is having some issues with too wet. Soybean planting is right on pace. Cotton is on pace. The winter wheat ratings actually increased as well, so that's the other thing I'm watching for on the wheat, and that's not helping our wheat. 30% planted on spring wheat. Um, almost the same as last year, but ahead of the 5-year average. Part of this, what's going to maybe emphasize maybe a little bit more planting, and I've got a couple of maps almost identical just from different providers, but rain in some of this key winter wheat growing areas and dryness for planting here. So this is for winter wheat, and planting is very likely going to progress. You can see it's the same kind of a map here as well. So you're probably going to get a fair bit more planting done. And this is by the artificial intelligence for the European. Same kind of idea. Here's your 7-day precipitation totals, and you can see that there's this past week there was a fair bit of rain in there. You can see the active weather going across there. Let's have a look at the markets here. Canola's down, rapeseed is down, and I'm going to say even yesterday we were down before the Chicago market reopened, and then once it reopened, then it went back up. So I'm kind of expecting to see corn maybe get a little bit of life, and yet maybe not either because of the expectation was that they were going to get a full year at 15% ethanol use rather than just the summer so far. Just looking at the carry here, and I'm just going to point it out in a couple different slides here, but you got some wonky stuff going on the front end, top here. So you got this one going up and the other ones are going down, and it's skews the market. And that's what's part of what we've been talking about. This market is probably going to see some softness in July and other months while the May is leaving here. So here's your July contract. It's pulled back a little bit the last couple of days, but when you look at the spread between, and this is May going to July, and you can see that we've gotten really wonky like we did the last time here as well. Canadian, so this is now your July going into November, and we're seeing the spread increase. So when you see the difference between the old crop versus new crop increasing, that means that there's a demand on the front month and not necessarily showing up on the back end, because you can see that where we had made new highs on July, we're not making new highs here. We're just getting to some of these previous highs that we've made, and still a great place to maybe consider getting some sales in. We've got an upside target at 678 though. So if we were looking at this is just your front month rapeseed, and here's your differential is 163, and I'm going to probably quit quoting this because it's the May for both the European rapeseed and the Canadian canola is going to be off the board. So here's your NOV to NOV, and it's $97, so $97 difference. Soybean oil futures have been tracking up pretty good. Nice move there. Soybean futures themselves doing quite well as well, but kind of caught in the middle of this range here. And here's your crude oil. It's fallen off the last couple of days. Your Canadian dollar is basically still going sideways. So just wondering how the economy is going to look at this new minority government, whether there can be any substantive change with a minority government. It's hard to say, especially if you don't have enough partnership to be able to get a vote going through. Spring wheat, back to the bottom here, and you can see there's 30 some cents difference between the spring wheat old crop versus new crop. So your new crop is still higher, but it's still got the same trend. It's still bouncing off the bottom. Kansas broke through here, just brutal, and the same thing with the new crop as well. Here's your Chicago. It hasn't broken through, but still above that support line. And your corn futures have been faltering a little bit here too, so you can say that this is a bit of a downward sloping here. Your feeder cattle, it's red. We'll have to see how it closes. That's a August feeder cattle. See if it actually closes down there. And next week we've got the stat scan.